Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, J-Mo does a pretty nice job, but his defense lets him down. And the offense, the Cubs offense, ice cold like the weather tonight, plus a late inning decision by Craig Counsell. What do you think about it? Earmuffs, Timmy. CHGO next. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast, presented by our friends at Bet365, where winning is everything, and Toyota, let's go places. Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, Justin Roman, and Sarah running the ones and twos here.
Go Cubs.
In the Xfinity Loft. We are live with the postgame show after a dud in game number 5 on this season.
Man. Is this what 2022 is like, Luke? Is this what 2022 shows were like?
This is.
You look close.
You do not want to lose back-to-back series at home to start the season to these two teams.
No. And I thought actually, like, listen, the opening weekend was disappointing, but I thought sweep the Angels, you leave here 4-2, feeling good. And now you're just hoping to break 500 the first 2 seasons of the season. I mean, oh, man, it was a dud. You're right. It was a dud.
Glass half full, right? They've had 3 games where they've allowed 2 or less runs.
Okay.
Tonight, though, if I'm doing my math correctly, the offense scored 0 runs.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot into the game tonight. Obviously, viewer discretion advised. It's still early in the season. It's still first week of the year. But my main thing, and I think what we're going to drill in on several different aspects of tonight, and forgive me, guys, because I said it during the game. I'm going to say it here on the show. Tonight's game, what bothered me more was process than result. Result wasn't fun. Cubs lose 2-0. But the process is still something that I'm kind of keeping my eye on. Like, Jameson Taillon didn't allow a run. He was fine. You know, some lineup decisions didn't go the way that I would prefer, right? PCA's bunting. We'll talk about all that stuff. So, like, the process right now just wasn't great tonight, and obviously it led to a poor result. They have an opportunity tomorrow to take the series. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit warmer because it seemed like the Cubs, it was affecting the Cubs a little bit more than it was affecting the Angels tonight, even though, you know, Angels didn't really scratch much together either. But, yeah, disappointing game for sure. They didn't score.
Hi to everybody in the live YouTube chat. Make sure you subscribe to the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Yeah, 4 hits. Obviously, that is the truly biggest story of the game. We'll get to that. But what did you think of PCA bunting at the end there? Now, he had one bunt that was absolutely perfect, and the pitcher made a terrific play on it.
You know, let me jump in real fast.
But that one.
PCA, before we get to the bunt we're going to talk about, has had 3 perfect bunts this season.
Yes.
3 for 3, perfect bunts. He falls down 0-2 against a lefty in Pomeranz, and I believe it was not out of fear of Pomeranz. It was more of a sneak attack attempt to get on base because don't forget, we're chasing 2. So PCA hitting a bomb does us no good. We need a 2-run bomb, right? So I think it was more of an 0-2. We even talked about it. You kind of joked, put it down a bunt now because you know he would never do it.
I was 100% sarcastic when I was saying it.
I believe that was more of a sneak attack thought by PCA. You weren't thinking about it. The third baseman wasn't thinking about it. If he gets it down, which he has done 3 times in a row, he walks to first base. The problem is the execution wasn't good, and he fouled it out, struck out. Had he gotten it down, we're like, oh, my God, and it's a whole different game. But the execution didn't work.
I just don't love it. I thought about it, but I thought about it in a crazy way, like, don't do this. like sarcastically. It's the one thing that I said a couple days ago when he laid down his second good bunt was, it's like when PCA hits like 3 homers. It reminded me of some former players. I don't love when it feels like sometimes he falls in love with something. I love the guy. I love his passion. I love everything. I love the extension, all that. But if he hits like 3 homers, you start to worry in your soul that he's going to just start swinging for home runs. And when he lays down like 2 good bunts, I'm like, oh, I don't want that many bunts. When he was talking about it last year, I was like, I know you're good at it and you're fast, and we want you to get on base more. But an 0-2 count in the 9th inning, you're batting cleanup, just swing.
Yeah, and his social media feed right now, bunting is trending. So he's obviously, it's just like loaded into his algorithm right now. Here's why I didn't like it. Okay. Again, process over result. Yes, 100%. The drag bunt earlier was just a fantastic play by Soriano.
Perfect bunt.
And in that situation, I liked it. We've done it on almost every show that we like PCA flashing the possibility of him bunting. But process in that situation, it's an 0-2 count versus Drew Pomeranz. He threw you 2 fastballs. Your money's got to put it on he's throwing you a curveball on that 3rd pitch. I don't like the bunt on the curveball. I don't like the bunt with 2 strikes. And also, on an 0-2 count, when you're trying to get on base and you're down 2 runs, if you square to bunt, guess what you're doing? You're either bunting or taking. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You're limiting your possibilities in that at-bat for success. Now, I don't think we're going to see him do it again. I don't want to give him a crazy hard time. But, again, like, the result was bad, but the process was bad, too, as well. Because if you square around to bunt, like, I'm sorry, like, he's either taking the 3rd strike, it's a ball, or he has to bunt and get it down. In that case, he bunted and hit it foul. And then he was out. So I applaud him for wanting to bring that extra facet into his game. I just don't think it was the right moment for it. And I think, maybe he was trying to play the odds, right? Of like, no one would ever see this coming, including Luke Stuckmeyer wouldn't see it coming, even though you did. in the most sarcastic way possible. So I just, it's tough, man.
It's all about execution. Listen, the surprise sneak attack thought was correct. He just didn't get it down, and now it looks really, really bad. But again, in an alternate world, he gets it down, and we're not bashing him for it. It's literally he didn't execute it, and it looks really, really bad.
And again, that's not the moment that changed this game. The Cubs had 4 hits in the game.
Right.
And maybe his bunt should have been his previous bunt could have been 5 hits.
Yeah.
But they didn't really make hard contact in this game almost at all. The other thing that bugged me was the Carson Kelly
oh my God
pinch hit.
Dude. So it's too early in the season for this, Craig. It's too early in the season for this.
Set it up.
I know we're
That's
nitpicking.
what I thought too. I'm like, we are 4. What are we at 4 games in? I'm
this
like,
is
why
the
are
5th
we
game of the season? We're already not giving.
Why isn't Busch batting?
So
we gave that what did we give that experiment?
is
5
happening?
games?
Craig Counsell said on record that Busch is no longer a platoon player. He is going to bat righties and lefties. He is your big power threat. He is your leadoff hitter. You obviously believe in him a lot. So fast forward to the 9th inning, Carson Kelly is on deck as Miguel Amaya is in the batter's box. So meaning even if Miguel Amaya gets a base hit and the guy at home plate is your tying run, you're still choosing Carson Kelly over Michael Busch. Miguel Amaya got out. Carson Kelly comes up. Regardless, why are we pinch hitting for Michael Busch? And now listen, Joey, you brought up a good point. We didn't care what the result was, and it turned out Carson Kelly got a base hit.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
we were first guessing, not second guessing.
It's wild that you're saying he's no longer a platoon player, yet in the 9th inning, you played the matchups and you made him a platoon player.
Yeah, I'm just not cool with it. I mean, I get he got a base hit. Good for him. That's great. And honestly, I'm willing to go to bat all season long with that decision. And I think that hitting Michael Busch in that decision will just be the right decision. Again, process over result. The result was positive, but the process of sitting down, Michael Busch, he led the team in home runs. As you said, he's your leadoff hitter for a reason.
Yeah.
The new age of baseball is you want those guys to get as many at-bats as possible. That's why he's up there at the top of the lineup, and you're taking one of those at-bats away. And again, like, we can also sit in the present and say, to Sarah's point, it's the 5th game of the year. Of all the times, Luke, that you want to maybe try and get this guy some run. It wasn't a lefty starter. It was a bullpen arm. Like, give it a shot, man. Expose him a little bit and see if he can succeed. I I didn't understand it, and I'm glad that he got a hit and everything. It didn't lead anywhere, but moving forward, I would just like to see Busch get those opportunities because I want him to succeed.
Right
Let me correct myself really fast. It was the 8th inning, which made it even worse because then Carson Kelly had to go play his first game ever at first base.
That was the second
in the
reason I
9th
didn't
inning.
like it.
So it was crazy. Now listen, Vanilla Chill has a good point here and says that they played the matchups and it worked. Fine, Carson Kelly got a hit, but it's the thought process of you're benching your best, arguably one of your best hitters, if not your best hitter. Why are we doing this if he's no longer a platoon player?
Yeah, and Vanilla Chill makes a lot of good comments here all the time. But the reason I also didn't like the fact that if you are going to get back into this game, you also need to keep it there and at 2, and he was going to play first base. And I was like, okay, I'm not sure about that, but if you think this is the matchup, fine. The matchup worked. And I'm even okay with it working tonight. What I'm worried about is it being a sign of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm worried about PCA starting to get bunting into his head a little too much for my liking personally. I'm also worried that Craig Counsell is going to get into, well, unless it's just the middle of the game and nothing's going on. But if there's anything ever on the line, I can't have Michael Busch batting against a left-hander. No, I want to see it. I want to see it. I thought we were going to see it. And 5 games in, we've already not seen it once.
And I think you're bringing up a really great point,
I'm worried about the future.
No, right. And like, I think you're bringing up a really good point in the sense of, like, they hadn't scored any runs tonight. And tonight was a weird night where I just think we're disagreeing with how they pushed the envelope to try and generate runs. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, this lineup needs to hit.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we were counting it like heading into tonight. They've only have 4 doubles so far. I know we're hammering the home runs, but also extra bases count too as well. They only have 4 home doubles on the season right now. 2 from Nico Horner, 2 from Michael Busch. Right? They couldn't really generate threats. Other than the inning that could have been when Ian Happ walks, PCA with that drag bunt, the crowd gets into it a little bit. Maybe you get Soriano on the ropes and maybe you scratch across a run. Yeah. But when on the night when you can't get anything going, I just found it a little curious that they're pushing the envelope of pinch hitting for Busch, PCA bunting with 2 strikes, and maybe not just like living with like, hey, we are who we are. We can score. Maybe they don't score tonight. We will in general. It was a weird push in my opinion.
It was. Craig Counsell obviously made the call on the Carson Kelly pinch hit. I'm 1,000% positive PCA made the call on his bunt attempt on 0-2. That did not come from the dugout. That was PCA thinking.
I agree with you.
I can do PCA things. This lineup needs Seiya Suzuki badly, where it can shift the lineup around. People can start slotting into the better spots that I think they'll have more success in. And then they need to cut Michael Conforto because I no longer want to see him up at all, ever again, for the rest of my life on my favorite team.
I thought you were going to have to give a big apology on that.
No, I did not. We all knew what was going to happen. The guys looked overmatched this entire season, and we all knew. Listen, the hope in me was like, oh, maybe we'll get a walk-off. No, not going to happen. He looked overmatched. We knew it was a strikeout. We knew when he stepped to the plate. You know how like intentional walks, they just put up the 4?
Yeah.
He could have walked to the batter's box. They could put a 3 up, and he could have walked right back down. I knew he was striking out to end the game, and that's exactly what happened.
One-legged Seiya, Michael Conforto.
One-legged
How about
Seiya.
Dylan Carlson tomorrow?
Can we?
Well, I mean, it's not like Shaw has taken advantage of his opportunity and Conforto hasn't taken advantage of his opportunity and Dylan Carlson had probably the best spring of the 3.
Agreed.
So put him out there tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know Seiya's coming back, and that's positive, but why not?
Well, at this point, you got to figure out who's getting bumped once Seiya does come back. Is it Carlson or Conforto?
Oh,
but my point is,
I know.
We haven't seen Carlson play at all. So he does have to play in order for us to be like, okay, because God forbid, what if he's worse than Conforto? I don't think I'm worse than Conforto, but you got to at least, I agree. Maybe tomorrow is the time that we see Carlson for the first time and let him have some run.
That at bat from Conforto was rough.
Horrible.
To end the game.
Horrible.
It's been rough. It's a rough ride.
Been rough. He's
it's a rough
and he is
ride.
the cleanup hitter on my Cubs fantasy baseball.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the margins for him are so slim that he really does. Every time he gets into the batter's box, I think he has something to prove to stick around. And to this point, he has proven nothing. So, yeah, I mean, look, I would like to see Dylan Carlson out there. It's going to be a little bit of a getaway day before they have a day off, before they head on their first road trip of the year. We saw a little Scott Kingery tonight, a little sprinkle of Scott. So, maybe a little Dylan in right field and see if you can kind of get something going. And maybe he's the guy that, look, I know that we're hitting home runs right now, but I just feel like a little bit in general, the opposition has hit the ball harder more often than the Cubs have. They've hit some, Nico and Alex, they've had some nice laser liners right at some guys. I know those will eventually drop, but we need some guys to start hitting the ball on the screws a little bit more. Maybe in the gap, dare I say, maybe Dylan Carlson can provide that if they give him the start tomorrow.
Offense, obviously a problem. After the break, we're going to get to a super chat, and we will talk about the lackluster defense and the pitching matchup tonight. It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Hey, Justin, you know what they call me around the office? The
What?
Toyota boy.
Oh, Toyota boy.
That's right.
I gave you that nickname.
Because I grew up on Toyotas. Whether it was a Toyota Camry, Toyota Corolla, my family was a Toyota family. And they are durable. They're stylish. They are awesome cars. And Toyota says, hey, dear Friday, let's put the good times back in gear, shall we? And with the Tundra, the Tacoma, the 4Runner, if you want some cool available features right now, Toyota has got you covered. And they've got you covered from everything from power tailgates to power game day. So imagine yourself cruising down Clark, heading straight towards Wrigley. Wait a second, you're at Grace. Take a turn, park safely, and then get to Wrigley Field because they won't let you go past there. And they've also got a trailer backup guide that's champ of the ramp. Heck, at this point, maybe we just cancel Mondays altogether because we are the weekend warriors. We are Toyota people, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places, and take it from me, the Toyota boy, around the CHGO office.
Toyota boy. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, the best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. At Old National Bank, we believe every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, our team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. It all starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals you trust. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, like maybe buying World Series tickets. That's a big moment, right? You can count on us to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into the future. So whether you're celebrating a win, hopefully tonight.
Come on.
Rebuilding after a tough loss, I don't want to think that. Or gearing up for what comes next, we've got your back with tools, insights, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. Again, start planning for those World Series tickets. Start saving right now. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365, where winning is everything, and our friends at Toyota. Let's go places. It's time now for Taking the Temp. 4 Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Serving the area for more than 50 years. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com. What are we taking the temp on? How about that ice-cold Cubs defense?
Oh, that one inning was
I know it was cold, but that
atrocious.
was not the night I was hoping to see. The offense wasn't good. The defense wasn't good. I mean, Shaw should have caught a ball. PCA should have blocked a ball.
Yes.
And Bregman should have blocked the ball.
Yes. So I believe 2/3 of those things you said are 1,000% correct. The Matt Shaw thing, he did take a bad angle. Me and Joey were talking. I don't know if he catches that ball regardless. I would have liked it. It would have been closer for sure. But he definitely looked lost out there in that play. But the PCA thing, I love PCA. I love his aggressiveness. I love how talented he is on defense. I love the player. He's amazing. But in that situation, if you're going to go all out for that ball, which I love, you have to position yourself to at least not get down if you can't catch it. The fact that it trickled all the way back to the warning track was inexcusable. And then to compound the problem is you almost got out of it. You almost are getting out of this tough jam you were in with nobody out. And listen, I don't play third base for the Cubs. I don't play third base for the MLB. It's called the hot corner for a reason. I know that it was a 104.6 mile per hour smash to Alex Bregman. And I'm not saying that I'm mad he didn't field it cleanly, but at the very least, you have to knock that ball down to keep it in front of you to make sure that what happened doesn't happen.
He olayed it.
He olayed it. And, again, easier for us to say than being down there, but, Alex Bregman is a Gold Glover. You got to stop that ball with the game on the line, knowing that it's a 0-0 game. And he didn't. PCA didn't. And to a lesser extent, Matt Shaw didn't. And horrible defense.
Dansby had that error, too.
Yeah.
He dropped that ball. He had
bad
that,
defense all around, Sarah.
Bad defense
That's
all
what I'm
around.
saying.
Yeah.
Bad defense. It was. I know it wasn't a great night to be out there playing baseball. It clearly was not fun. I almost thought that the PCA thing was because he was thinking, can I actually see through this? It was like he was. It was like a stormtrooper. He
Come
was
on,
looking
guy.
through
You
this
live
little,
in Chicago now. Let that blood. Let those blood.
The only part of his body
you.
showing was his eyelashes through that thing. Like,
you know what's crazy is that Jorge Soler was the guy known for wearing the ski mask, but he wasn't wearing the ski mask today. He was open. He was open-faced.
He's gotten over it.
He gotten over it.
Barb in the chat. We should have Stuckey playing right field instead of Shaw. Well, a couple super
that.
chats away. You never know what'll happen.
You don't want that.
Never know what'll happen on that. Yeah. With the Shaw thing, bad angle didn't burn him.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be okay there. And unfortunately, as you said, PCA and Bregman, that led 2 runs in the inning.
Yeah.
That were the only runs scored in the game. If I had the ire on that one, Alex Bregman should have 2 errors on the season.
Yes.
And he doesn't right now. Mm-hmm. And Justin, I'm with you, man.
Home scoring.
It sounds fundamental because it's true. Sometimes those simple, solid, fundamental things that you say are true for a reason. That one, if he does knock the ball down, or at the very least ricochets it with his body, maybe it skips to Dansby, at least you keep it to 1 run or whatever. Bottom line, the Cubs need to score runs.
Yes.
Can't score 0 runs in a game and expect to win the game. But, not the best thing that you want to see from Bregman, trying to take that side angle and then sort of scoop up. So uncharacteristic from the Cubs. You would like to think that predominantly 90% of the time, maybe even 95% of the time, you're going to get that elite defense from the Cubs. It didn't happen tonight. Maybe silver lining, Luke, is that we got bad defense on a night when we don't score. Let's have it all at once. Let's have it all at once. Don't give me the bad defense when you're scoring runs and you're kicking the ball back over to them. So,
but I didn't see the Cubs going in. When we talked in postgame yesterday, we didn't say, I'm worried tomorrow that the Cubs won't be able to hit Soriano and that they'll play bad defense.
Right.
And those weren't the concerns. The concern was what? I hope Taillon won't give up 10 home runs in 13 innings like he did in the Cactus League. I hope he's going to have a better outing than he did in any of his Cactus League, which Taylor McGregor's report said he admitted that he sort of rushed his preparation to get ready for the World Baseball Classic, and it kind of spiraled on him a little bit. He was better. He was better, obviously, than the Cactus League. Was he perfect tonight? No, but if that's your 5th starter, I'll take that.
He was good for our 5th starter, 1,000%.
No runs. I'll take that from my 5th starter. Yes. Absolutely. I'm not saying he was Cy Young, but it was not Jameson Taillon's fault that they lost this game. That's for sure.
And, honestly, the hitting was ice cold. Can we give a little bit of props to their pitcher? Because Soriano looked nasty.
He was.
That guy looked really, really good. I didn't know too much about him going into this game, but just watching every single pitch, he really looked – his pitches – they moved, man, and he looked really, really good. But, yeah, J-Mo, again, this loss is definitely not on J-Mo. If he's our 5th starter, we have worse problems in the world. It was a pretty good pitching matchup. They just had the better pitcher today.
If you look on our YouTube broadcast, the stats that Sarah put up there, it's why stats can tell you anything. It wasn't that J-Mo wasn't good. That makes it look like they almost pitched the same game, and I would say
no.
Not even close.
Soriano was a lot more dominating. Maybe that has something to do with the way the Cubs offense played today too, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he was able to work that curveball at just the right time, and then he was working that sinker away to left-handed hitters, and he had a lot of success to it. If you look at some of his numbers from last year, his whip was, I believe, 1.36. Not exactly where you want it to be. That's a little above average or subpar, if you will. If you looked at his walks per 9, you could tell maybe this guy's got a little bit of command issue because he's got a very live arm. And honestly, it's one of those weird nights, man, where you want to see Cubs players work the count, but maybe tonight was a night where they could have maybe jumped some fastballs early on in the count. You'll never know. We're second guessing a lot tonight because we were first guessing during the game. I'm not really going to do that with the Soriano performance. I thought he just pitched really well.
He did.
With the Taillon thing, I'm happy just for Jameson Taillon.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can at least go to bed tonight with some peace of mind. I can tell you, we know that as a grinder, a competitor, a guy that takes the ball, and a guy that's known as this horse that pitches deep into games, it must have been driving him crazy all spring long how poorly he was pitching. So the fact that he was able to get through it is good for him. But again, like process over result. If you looked at the box score, Luke, you're right. You'd be like, wow, Jameson Taillon, he kind of shoved tonight. He did not. There was traffic all over the place. He walked 4 guys.
No home runs.
They were running stats of, what's the thing every time Jameson Taillon pounds a first pitch strike, take a drink. Like he was not doing that tonight at all. He was chasing counts all night long, but was able to work out of it and made the right pitches when he needed to. So I just think like this is a great step in the right direction for Jameson Taillon. I don't know if he's like fixed or solved, but when you go through like the first turn of the rotation now, he does belong in the category of Cade Horton and Edward Cabrera, even though his performance was nowhere close to that.
But he gave your team a chance to win, and that's all you could ask for. If he is our 5th starter, he gave this team a great chance to win, and we didn't win.
Whose first start of the season did you like more, Shota or Taillon?
Ooh, oh man, that's a good
Taillon,
question.
because he didn't give up any home runs.
Yeah,
He didn't give up any runs.
Yeah, he didn't give up runs.
On the surface, yes. I did think Shota looked decently sharp, minus the 3-run bomb. Don't forget, he struck out the side that inning, and his stuff looked better. But, if you're just looking, Taillon gave up nothing in the run column, and Shota unfortunately gave up 3 runs or 4 runs, and that was.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean with Sarah on this one. I'm gonna go slightly Taillon, because if the two of them had like, what's the ink blot test of like the nightmare thing? Shota's ink blot test is a 3-run home run, and he gave that up in his start.
Yeah,
Taillon was probably just seeing the ball hurting his neck, just watching the ball go over his head as he was giving up hit after hit after hit in spring training. It didn't happen tonight. They both have a lot to work on, but maybe slightly Taillon. Where are you on that?
Well, I think it's pretty equal.
Yeah.
And I think Taillon benefited from the wind and a freezing cold night blowing in. That didn't hurt him either.
Better night to pitch,
Not that you saw like obvious home runs knocked down, but anybody that's played baseball like we were talking about during the game, maybe if it's played baseball in that type of weather knows that's not a fun game to play.
Baseball Savant, I think, had them hit 4 balls over 104 miles per hour. The Angels did. So, yeah, they connected a little bit. Maybe they got a little lucky. But, again, we could play that on the other side, too, because I thought the Cubs hit the ball hard a couple of times. Michael Busch should have a home run to center field on any other day, and it died like
pinch hit for him.
10 feet for the – yeah, exactly. Get him out of here.
Our chat is actually saying, for the most part, Shota would have had a shutout if he pitched tonight by Vanilla Chill.
Erica
Ron
hates
says
the Cubs.
Shota 3 runs in the first. Craig Brindle says Imanaga, it would have been a solo shot if not for some bloop hits.
My thing is like they're kind of on similar yet different journeys and stories.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're both injured or coming off of injuries. They both had okay springs. I don't know. And then, they both had first starts so far of the year. So Taillon, I think, had the better start, but they're both very eerily on a similar journey right now, which I don't love their journeys.
They both
right
need to
now.
pitch better.
But better than they were in the spring.
Yes.
Taillon for
Better
sure.
than they were in Arizona, both.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, like going through, let's kind of zoom out a little bit. First time through the rotation, Horton stud, Cabrera stud, Boyd not good, Shota and Taillon, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't.
So that's the thing. You got 2 runs or less from 3 of your starting pitchers, 5 through the first turn of the rotation. If you asked walking into this season, would you take that for your first turn? Of course you would take that. But it doesn't. Obviously, that's what's funny, and that's what happens when you get into the present of these games. Maybe it doesn't look exactly the way that it looks on the piece of paper.
Becky wants to know what's going to happen when Steele comes back. Who's going to go down? Will it be a 6? We're going to find out.
Yeah.
You're going to find out who's healthy at that point. We're going to find out who's pitching well by then.
Ben Brown making a good case now.
That's right.
To stick around, that's for sure.
We're going to talk about him in a second, plus our super chat. And also, Earmuff Girl. Why not? CHGO Cubs next.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. the baseball season is very, 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 very long. Lots of highs, lots of lows. Hopefully this year, a lot more highs than lows. But our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your baseball season. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Whether you're in Illinois, hopefully you are, Sunnyside has a different location for you wherever you are. They have spots as south as Champaign and as far north as South Beloit. Stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. Now, you want to lay on the couch all day? No problem. Head to their website for only the best under the sun, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HIGHCHGO at checkout to qualify. That's HIGHCHGO, HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Sunnyside Dispensary, only the best under the sun, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
Hey, Justin, how about that weather out there, huh? Rain, 70 degrees, then 44 degrees, then 70 degrees. Maybe winter's here, maybe it's gone. Who knows what to say? But if your home's heating, is it up for the challenge? That is the question. And if you have a plumbing emergency, what do? You call Four Seasons. Or if you have an electrical emergency, what do? Call Four Seasons. And if you need a hot water tank installed today, call Four Seasons. Right now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. And if you're thinking about a whole home generator, they've got you covered because at Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, sewer, and generator needs with no extra cost for nights, weekends, or holidays. Right now, save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems. Furnaces start at $39 a month. Furnace AC combos, put them together, $57 a month. So call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. That's right, it's Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Sewer, and Electric that's been serving the Chicagoland area for over 50 years. So go to fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons today.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365. Winning is everything, and Toyota. Let's go places. We are in the Xfinity Loft.
Ooh, it's beautiful.
After a 2-0 loss where the Cubs had just 4 hits and shut out for the first time this season. However, the good news is we got great merch to sell you. That's the good news.
Baby.
Look at that merch. The Friday 120 Club coming up. First one will be not this Friday, next Friday. We'll tell you about that next week. Now we have a Friday 120 hat. We have a Friday 120 new logo on a shirt and 2 different hoodies as well. So a lot of new Cubs merch out there for you to check out. Go ahead and do that. And we'll be here tomorrow after the game, but we'll also be here during the game.
What?
That's right. That's right. Starting tomorrow and every Wednesday when the Cubs have a game. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a question for you. Do you like it when Carson Kelly pinch hits for Michael Busch? Or maybe when PCA bunts with 2 strikes? Heck, why not? Let's see Phil Maton out there. That's right. Starting the 7th inning on, we will be doing the Wednesday watch-along. Hopefully, the Wednesday watch-along.
Did you say every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday there's a Cubs game. That's
Nobody ran
right.
that by me.
Every Wednesday. So starting the 7th inning on tomorrow, come hang out with us in the live chat. We are going to live stream the game. We're going to take it with you. Hopefully the Cubs pick up a win. You get to watch us raise the W flag. You can jump in the comments. You could be mad. You could be sad. You could be happy. Let's just do it together. Come hang out with us tomorrow from the 7th inning on. And then, of course, stick around for CHGO Cubs postgame right after that.
That's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Every Wednesday game, we're going to be starting early in the 7th inning with a watch along. And again, you guys can see us freak out over council's decisions. It's, the good and the bad. The walk-offs, we're going to go crazy, And
I can't wait for a good walk-off. That one's going to be really fun.
How great would it be tomorrow? A walk-off win, and we 500, going into Cleveland. And
2-hour game.
2-hour game for Luke, it'd be great, right?
Can I just say that I've noticed there's been quite a few CHGO Bulls listeners in our chat and a couple CHGO Bears listeners in our chat. And I think they're finding out our CHGO Cubs channel. So again, subscribe, like, comment, tell a friend, tell a neighbor.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Become a diehard or whatnot.
I love the CHGO Bulls crew. Been hanging with them all year long in the chat. This is my face. If you know Joey, the producer, this is CHGO Cubs. Hang out with us all the summer. And let's be honest, I love the Bears, but week 1 is a while away.
Yeah.
We got you got some
that's what I'm
time to
saying.
kill, Bears
I've
fans.
noticed some people are starting to come over to the in-season shows
Yeah.
again, you know, so.
Come over here, get
Listen,
a tan.
I know that Carm will play the harmonica. Justin's an actual musician.
Thank
okay?
you.
And Luke has
Thank
the singing pipes of an angel.
Yeah.
He just can't do it on the show because we will get sued.
That's right.
Yes.
I know all the songs, and we don't have the rights to them.
People have said your voice is a cross between like Fergie and Jesus, I heard.
Well,
Sprinkle of Adele.
and Whitney Houston. Some have said
And
Whitney
Whitney.
Houston.
And Whitney.
And who's the other one?
Liberace.
Pavarotti. Pavarotti.
Pavarotti.
Were you going to say Liberace?
Oh, I can't go any further than
Can't
that.
No,
sing, can't sing.
Jeez.
Can't. Sorry.
And nobody
have-
get
right
mad at me,
before
by
the
the
watch
way.
along.
I was quoting Step
Celine
Brothers.
Dion. That's what I was
Just so
saying.
you guys know, that was a Step Brothers quote. The Fergie and Jesus. Hysterical.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like the greatest songbird
Yeah.
of our time.
Yes, exactly.
Super chat from Andrew says, Miss Saya huge, just that game-breaking power. And then I believe Andrew also just said, buy a shirt with the price of fuel? Aha. Yeah, I think it's the same Andrew. It is.
It is. Same Andrew.
It is. Oh, I know the price of fuel. You're not kidding on that one.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
Don't get me
You're
started.
Well,
not
I drive
kidding
it.
on that
Actually, I drive
one.
an electric
Sinatra,
car,
thank
so
you,
I don't
Craig.
even know. I drive an electric car, so I don't know the price of gas right now.
Way to rub it in. Wait till the price of electricity goes up, then you'll be out of luck too. Huh?
Oh,
All right. Ben Brown,
Okay.
one of the bright spots tonight.
Yes.
We've had a lot of negative in this show because they only had 4 hits and they played bad defense and they lost to the Angels. Ben Brown was good.
He was very good.
Ben Brown was pretty good.
And the cool thing about him and also what Colin Ray did last time is like it does save the bullpen to an extent. When you're going, did Ben Brown go 3 innings today? I want to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a dirty inning, and some change, I believe.
okay.
2
So
and a half.
ultimately,
Yeah.
Colin Ray went 3 innings in our win, and now Ben Brown going 3 and some change. Let's say that really does save your bullpen. I know we did use Maton, but ultimately. It saves your bullpen, and he also looked very good doing it. So, we've talked about the Cubs have so many starters and everything. How are they going to deploy these guys? Well, I will say Council's done a pretty good job at doing this. Call it piggyback, call it whatever, but the long relief to save your bullpen is actually a nice luxury to have, and it's worked out pretty well for these 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't get much better than this for Ben Brown out of the bullpen. 3 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 50 pitches, 39 strikes, 12 called, 9 swinging. I mean, he dirted that ball again. He's got 2 wild pitches now over his last 2 outings. I guess that's going to happen. He's going to spike a curveball every once in a while. But, man, yeah, Luke, look, that fastball looked great.
Yes,
and that
it
was
did.
the problem last year. Is it isn't the velocity, because we know Ben Brown has big-time velocity. It's where he puts it, and also within the strike zone. You have to still locate your fastball in the strike zone with a quality strike. You can't pump it right down the middle. What was the thing about Ben Brown? His fastball's a little flat, so he's got to locate it. I thought it looked heavy. I thought it looked really good tonight. He was getting swing and miss, moved along pretty nicely. And Luke, that's just what it is. Every time your number is called, go out there and continue to perform. And if something happens or if someone falters, you're going to be the first one to get the opportunity. And I don't know. I like a little bit of this. One of the silver lining positives, I like how they're rolling out the second person coming, the first person out of the bullpen, second person pitching in a game. I like how that's rolling out right now. And frankly, if Phil Maton is still working out the cobwebs a little bit and trying to get right, I still have optimism about him. Nothing wrong having some guys soak up some innings right now out of the bullpen, not just these 1-inning specialists, and that's it.
Well, I mean, the odds of a bullpen playing out exactly the way you hope they will on paper in spring training, not great. That's why it's a bullpen. You're always going to be tinkering with a bullpen throughout most of a season. So maybe Maton's not the sharpest right now, but one of the best things you could see happen to this Cubs pitching staff outside of the 5 starters would be Ben Brown having a big season, finding it, whether it's in the bullpen, in the rotation, or both. And Alex Cohen was talking about that too. He still thinks Ben Brown, and somebody in the chat just said
go
that
up, sir,
in there.
if you don't mind. There was
couple
Dr. Professor.
Dr. Professor.
Oh, and Yuta. What's up, Yuta, in the chat?
I like it as a way of holding on to that Ben Brown as a starter hope. His stuff plays when he's locked in. That's the key. when he's locked in, and you got to get him locked in, and he's
Yes.
got to stay locked in.
And Tommy Hotovy in the offseason said that I still look at Ben Brown as a starter.
Yeah.
And listen, the guy is young. He's uber talented, tons of potential. He's had success at the major league level as actually a starter. I mean, he shut down the Brewers in Milwaukee, I think, twice, right? I mean, this guy has shown he can do it. Great off season, a great spring, and now minus the 2-run homer he gave up on opening day, which I hated. He came in an inning that wasn't clean. Besides that, he's actually looked really, really good now in his appearances. And I mean, man, you're right. If Ben Brown is unlocked and full potential, I love the overcrowding of our rotation because the best man win.
So we're 5 games into the season, 5th. And I'm more of like a 40 games into the season guy before I start like kind of throwing stuff around a little bit.
At least Memorial Day.
But I will say, if I wanted to get a little hot takey right now, and I do believe that Phil Maton's going to have a very successful year. But I am monitoring a little bit. If mid-July comes around and Phil Maton is your 8th inning guy, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that right now. I think Phil Maton would be an excellent 7th inning guy. I mean, he's got the funk, but again, when we were doing the baseball savant and all that stuff, yeah, he doesn't have big time fastball. And when you see his stuff out there, like, I like it. I don't know if it's final 6 outs worthy. So just something to monitor that, yes, Ben Brown can maybe slide into a starter's role, but his versatility also can maybe lend itself to, could he be an 8th inning guy? Could he be a high leverage bullpen arm later on in the season if he continues to have success? What we saw last year with Brad Keller was, as long as Brad Keller was awesome, Craig Counsell would put him into all these different situations because you wanted one of the best guys in the highest leverage moments, getting you those really important outs. If Ben Brown continues to perform, he could maybe be auditioning or putting himself in a position where maybe he could be that back end 8th inning type guy.
Could he be
I want to
Brad
see.
Keller?
I want to see a little bit more here. But Phil Maton, he's working it out right now. I do think that he's going to be okay. I'm just kind of asking myself the question: do I really foresee him as like, oh man, here comes Phil Maton.
Right.
8th inning's over, man. I don't know if I feel that way.
Too soon.
I made a comp in the offseason, and I'm sticking with it. I think it's a good comp. Remember when Keegan Thompson was like lights out as a multi-inning reliever?
We called him the mayor.
Yeah. He was great at it. Not one inning, multiple innings. He put out fires, right? Ben Brown could be that.
That's a good one.
And actually, he could be that this year. And who's to say he can't be in the rotation next year? We're losing some of our rotation. So, I mean, my point is that Ben Brown unlocking his true potential is good for so many reasons for this team. But maybe, just maybe this year, he fortifies that bullpen as like a multi-inning reliever who puts out fires and just really shuts down any kind of threat from the opposing team. I mean, he's got the talent to do it. So, we'll see how it shakes out. But I'm very excited from what I've seen so far with Ben Brown.
Keegan Thompson had that nice stretch. We called him the mayor. I liked him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Ben Brown's got better stuff.
I agree.
Ben Brown's got better stuff. So we'll just see if he can harness it and put it in the right spot. Michael Thiel, up a little bit in the live YouTube chat, had a comment that I sort of agree with. Don't go right there. Fans think pitching staff is only good if you have 5 ace-level pitchers. That's not realistic. Got to have dependable guys like Jameson Taillon and high-ceiling guys like Brown trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to have 5 aces unless it's the Braves of the 90s. But whatever. You're not going to have 5 aces. Not everybody's going to go out and go 7 shutout innings. What Taillon did tonight is enough for your 5th starter.
Yeah.
He can do a little more some games. He probably won't do as much. He'll give up a couple home runs, right? So, but that's when Brown's got to step up. And they still had a chance to win this game. Both pitched well enough tonight that if you get more than 4 hits and you play decent defense, you win this game.
1,000%.
And they didn't do those other things tonight.
And I would say you can't have 5 aces, but let's not forget about the 03, even 04 Chicago Cubs. I mean, they did.
Well, let's not talk about 03.
That Matt Clement slider, baby.
Oh, right? The Clement slider.
Oh, boy, and that goatee.
What a beard.
Abraham Lincoln on the mound. Nothing like it.
Honest Abe, yeah. So anyways, we'll see how Ben Brown does next time out. I did like what we were seeing from him tonight, and I'm satisfied with Taillon.
1,000%.
I'm satisfied with
Anybody that's
Taillon
mad-
tonight for sure.
and-
No
and
runs.
I've seen some people, the wind was blowing in. That's not his fault. You know,
He pitched to condition. Great night for him to pitch.
You pitch to conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you can't discount Taillon's start because the wind was blowing in. The guy gave up 0 runs. He gave you 4 2/3, I want to say it was. I mean, end of the day, like, he did his job and he pitched good enough for you to win. This game falls on the defense and on the bats, not Taillon or Ben Brown.
No, just nice to see get that confidence rolling a little bit of like, oh yeah, if I throw this pitch in this situation and get this kind of depth and bite, nothing bad's gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? You can build off of that and then throw your stuff with more conviction. He's got something more to work on. It was not perfect, but again, that's the other part. For an unperfect start, when you walk 4 guys, you've had a horrible spring to give up no runs and to buckle down. That is the beauty of Jameson Taillon. Yeah. That is the veteran Jameson Taillon that works his way out of jams, JMO out of the JAMO, and good for him. Like that. Hopefully he can bring it into that next start and continue that ascension towards being the Jameson Taillon that we all think and know that he can be.
Coming up after the break, we'll talk about your favorite jams. What do you like? You like a peach jelly? You like a grape jelly? What do you
strawberry. Come on, Luke. Don't get me started.
And we will talk about Earmuff Girl and the Cubs' use of the ABS. What's going on there?
Or lack thereof.
Lack thereof. It's coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Hey, Cubs fans. Got a scenario for you. The shot clock is ticking. Are you UConn or are you Duke right now? Because your chance to shop buzzer beater deals all month long at Ray Chevrolet during their car clearance madness event is happening right now. Stop in today and drive home with 0% financing for 72 months on new Chevrolet models, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the right vehicle for you. And as the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you'll get a great deal. And you know why you'll get a great deal. Raised Price Promise lets you shop confidently. The price you see is the price you're going to pay. So go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake. Don't miss your shot to shop their car clearance madness event going all month for 0% financing for 72 months. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Ooh. Together. Collectively, let's drive.
As a man, are you starting to feel like you have low energy throughout the day? You don't have the same motivation and drive, seeing that scale move up and the hair fall out, muscles tightening up. That's no bueno. That might be the result of low testosterone. It's very common as you age and something to be mindful of. Whether it's peak performance or becoming a better father, better husband, better man, Game Day Men's Health wants to support every man's health journey through personalized care tailored to your goals. Very easy and quick process. You'll be in and out in an hour. Personal care, family, local owned clinics, extremely high success rate. Feel better and have more energy with testosterone, vitamin supplements, weight loss, and hair loss treatments. You could be anywhere from 27 and up in age. Does not matter. And you know what? You don't believe me? How about our boy Josh? Josh is an actual customer who lost over 100 pounds in little over a year using their testosterone replacement therapy. Start your best life with Game Day Men's Health today. Check out locations in Skokie, Naperville, Libertyville, and more, or scan the QR code to find the one closest to you. Go to GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365 and Toyota. Cubs have to find a way now tomorrow afternoon not to lose a series, not to go 2-4 on your opening homestand.
Can't happen. Cannot happen.
Matthew Boyd's going to have to pitch a good game.
And the bats got to wake up.
And the offense is going to have to show up.
We're getting a lot of, on our panel here and also in the chat, a lot of hate for the lineup. And I get that. I get that. It was cold for both teams, no excuses. But I will say this offense has produced runs this season so far. We haven't been blanked. I mean, you know, we won, was it yesterday, scored 7 runs. The win before that, we got 10 runs. Even opening day, I believe we scored, was it 4? I mean, like, this lineup, we have a good offense, and it'll be even better with Seiya Suzuki. I would think that, you know, again, here's my hot take. We're not going to be shut out very often. It was just a horrible. It was a boring game. It was a horrible game. There isn't much good that came out of today's game. Most games are not going to be like this. And I think that, you know, we're 5 games deep. The first 4 games show you that the offense is there. There's room for improvement, but runs are going to come. Offense is going to come. But you're right. I think tomorrow is as important as it could be for a 6th game of the season.
Yeah.
It's an important game because you have to at least break 500 in your first homestand of the year, even though we know it should have been more than that. But you have to at least break even.
Especially against these two teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, the 6th game played tomorrow, not even the sample size. I'm sorry, like 5-6 games is not a sample size. In baseball, you need to get to like at least 30, 40 at-bats before you can even begin to like touch the fringes of maybe a sample size conversation. But the one thing that I have noticed about the lineup a little bit is I just haven't noticed the lineup feeding on each other. And I feel like that's when the Cubs were at their best last year, when it's walk, guy hits a single, next guy up, 3-1 count, crowd's kind of getting on its feet a little bit, the opposing pitcher feeling the pressure, and then you kind of bust it open, 2-run double, stuff like that. It feels like it's just coming these quick, short little bursts, these 2-run home runs, these solo home runs. We have had runners on base, at least, in the first game of the year on opening day. We had plenty of runners on base. We just simply didn't cash in.
Yes.
So there just hasn't been like next man up or that baton passing that you've seen in the lineup. And that's when the Cubs are actually at their best, is when it all just sort of kind of like envelopes on each other, hit after hit after hit, base hit, walk, a little bit of that, and then it all kind of feeds into each other. So that would be nice to see moving forward. I don't think it's a lineup thing. I think it's just early season stuff and everything like that. I mean, they've hit the ball hard right at guys at times a little bit, but to get to that point, that's when I think you're going to start seeing 4, 5, 6 runs, 7 runs on the regular, is when they all kind of start like feeding into each other a little bit.
When the first time you said feeding on each other, and I thought you were going to go into a whole cannibalism thing.
Yeah,
and I was
so
this podcast has really gone dark.
So I've been told like right here is the
Players
juiciest
eating
spot.
each other's hands. And
That's how bad this game was.
Ask yourself the question: have you ever tried to bite your partner?
that's gotten really dark. Anyways, who's in right tomorrow?
Carlson. Dylan Carlson.
I think Carlson.
Give him to me.
I think
He
it's
gets
time
his
to give the
first-
guy a shot.
It can't be Conforto.
It's Shaw or Carlson, but I think I want to see Carlson. Let's see what we got. Honestly, if you're looking for a little bit of a jolt after this kind of a bummer of a game, why not give the kid a shot? And he had a great spring. He's got tools. I mean, like, he's a great defender. I would like to see what he can do on our team in a real game, and it can't be much worse, right?
Yeah, left-hander Kikuchi on the mound, so I think the obvious one would probably be, I guess you have a decision to make. Would you rather see Matt Shaw in right field, or would you rather see Dylan Carlson in right field, and then the other person DHs? What would you prefer?
I'd like to see Dylan Carlson in right field.
I agree.
I just want to see it.
I agree.
Yeah.
At this point, why not?
Yeah.
He clearly has had more reps than Matt Shaw. I don't think this is an argument of who's better at right field in this very moment, because I think it's an INC with Matt Shaw. He has a lot to prove, but he's got a lot of talent and athleticism. But yeah, maybe I could see Moises Ballesteros on the bench. I don't know, could you see Carson Kelly behind the plate, Miguel Amaya at DH with Mo Baller on the bench as maybe your backup emergency catcher?
That's true.
And then you got Carlson in right field, but with the left-hander on the mound, not Daniel Descalso, Ron.
no,
You've been great in the chat tonight. Up to that point, sir. Demerit.
Miguel Amaya, another hit today, though. I mean, like, he actually got one of the hits, right? I believe.
You did. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, his stats so far, he's hitting pretty well. But then again, Carson Kelly got a hit too, didn't he? The pinch hit heard around the world. I think it's safe to bank on Carlson getting his first start as a Cub tomorrow. I actually would like to see that, because sometimes you do catch lightning in a bottle, right? I mean, like, I'm not predicting this, but what if this dude, he's a young guy, what if he still got it, and he found it here in Chicago, and you're not going to know unless you play him. So why
Or
not?
what if you just get
Master
what if he
Pony.
still got it for like 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Like that's sometimes the unsung heroes of a long season sometimes are guys that just show up for 2 weeks or 3 weeks at a time, provide you something, give you a bit of a jolt, come back to earth, and then you sort of move on. Frankly, Carson Kelly, I like Carson Kelly a lot, but like if I were to be snarky about it, Carson Kelly's still kind of living off of the first 2 months that he had in a Cubs uniform last year. And hasn't been the same player really ever since. But that dude was white hot to start the year, and we were all like, yeah, Carson Kelly's our guy. Let's roll with him. Not just saying Dylan Carlson's going to go there, but, yeah, man, give us –
You just never know. You never
give us
know.
25 great at-bats the first couple of months. Well, let's do it.
What was the problem for you with Boyd in his first start?
Good question.
What would you like to see him do better? I mean, obviously everything, but like, what do you want to see out of him in this second start?
So I'll take the words out of Matthew Boyd's mouth, and I'm going to trust him on this one, where he said, I didn't make the adjustment quick enough.
Yeah.
So what you saw early on was he was getting a lot of Ks, right?
He was doing great.
Dang, like Matthew Boyd striking dudes out left and right. Way to go. Well, I think the second time around the lineup, I think they kind of sniffed out his stuff a little bit. And for me personally, I liked the command of the fastball, and I thought the velocity was where it needed to be. When he is at his best, he's flipping that lollipop curveball early on in the counts and picking up strikes, and then he's burying that slider with back foot stuff, and he's working inside, and then he works the fastball up. He needs all of his pitches, Justin, to be effective. So I just think that's the kind of stuff, right? Like, depending on how he wants to attack it, just stay on your toes with the adjustments and understand that, the second time around, try something different or flash something different. See how long you can maybe get away with four seam the first time through the lineup so you can work secondary pitches later on.
Yeah.
I just think it's little stuff like that. And I hope that he's right. If he makes the adjustments quick enough, maybe he should be fine.
I think Matthew Boyd in his first start was great up until he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he started off real. We were all like, okay. It was like really cool to see. And you're right, the velocity was there. For me, what I need to see tomorrow, I without a doubt need to see a quality start. Because there are some, little doubts in people's heads and whatever. And then the WBC and the spring wasn't like, I want to see him be Matthew Boyd tomorrow. And I want to see him get a quality start. We need to win this game tomorrow to break even, but now I'm all about winning this series. Like, whatever, win the series, right? That's my goal of everything. Win the series. And it falls on Matthew Boyd's shoulders tomorrow to give us a great chance to do so. And for me, I wanted him to build on his first start, and that is a quality start. For me, it's quality start or bust tomorrow for me to feel like Matthew Boyd is back.
And for the love of all that is holy, please don't be afraid to use the ABS system. Don't be afraid to appeal. What will we hold? We've had multiple games.
Yeah.
Well, the Nico one was close.
And it was a game changer.
He thought it was a strike, so he didn't do it. But, man, they had like 2 or 3 today where it was like, ugh.
Dansby had 2 today.
Is that how we're going to watch the games from now on? Like, what? Why aren't you questioning that?
Dansby had 2 today, and I'm mad about it, but I also think, don't forget, we have the luxury.
Oh, yeah, but even JD said at one point, hey, maybe he wanted to use
But JD also has the luxury of the TV and the monitor and knowing where the zone is. Like the ones that Dansby did not challenge, it wasn't like they were crazy. They were close, but they were balls, right? And, it would be nice to kind of do a little challenge here or there because, the Nico one would have changed opening day, the outcome, I believe. Dansby had 2 today that would have changed his at-bats. Miguel Amaya challenged, and he was wrong. So but yeah, I mean, it's these guys got to get used to it, I guess. But also, don't forget, we do have the luxury of watching from our couch and being like, they're in it, and it's a little different when they're down there.
I completely agree with you. I'm really glad that you said that. The old man yelling at cloud thing. I am in my 40s, so I guess I am kind of getting a little bit older or whatever.
Easy.
But if I want to get a little cranky about this, I'll be honest with you. I think this ABS stuff is a total carnival right now. I understand that it's going to get smoothed out. I find it offensive that I understand that they're trying to implement it into the game, so maybe you can't do it like right off the jump. I understand that, but you're putting this all on the players. I find that offensive. In the parlance of our times of 2026, I find it really hilarious that when it's a strike call and they do the overturn and it's a ball and it's literally a ball that's like the size of an ant and you got people in the stands like screaming and jeering at the other dude for being an idiot for getting wrong, right? That is so 2026. And my final one on this, though, is that, as an actor growing up, I was an actor for a while, whatever. So on your resume, at the bottom of your resume, it says special skills. So half the time you're lying. Mm-hmm. You're making it up. You're like guitar player, opera singer, tap dancer, mime.
Podcaster.
Yeah, now podcaster. Actually, that one's real. And I guarantee you money, on Dansby Swanson resume, you know what it doesn't say? Umpire.
Right.
Okay? He's a baseball player. Yeah. He's a shortstop. He's a hitter. He's an offensive player. He's not an umpire. Okay? So I get it that we're putting it on them to make these decisions of what they want to do and how they want to go about it. You look at it right now, it's in the 50-60% range of being correct in terms of catchers and hitters so far through the first weekend. Jeff Passan on ESPN did a great article about it. But I think this thing is a total carnival right now, and I find it to be annoying. Credit to them that it's short. They're getting it done really quickly. I like the screen up on top, so everybody's on board with it. I am fine with that, but putting it on the players, frankly, I find it really burdensome and offensive towards the players because now we're taking it out on them instead of taking it out on the boys in blue.
All right, just calm down.
I'm so upset about it.
We got 30 seconds left in the show. The only thing I would like to say is the Cubs would win more games if more people wore giant earmuffs. Because that way Marquee would have 75 cutaways of a person wearing earmuffs as if they'd never seen Star Wars.
Overnight sensation. A star was born tonight.
Can we get one more cutaway? Cubs lose 2-0. Earmuff Girl stayed the whole game. That was great. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs
No overtime
podcast.
and Earmuff Girl?
No, we are not. Until tomorrow. By the way, 7th inning. Watch for the watch along. Yes. Until then, thanks for watching and fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.